we are live. And the song played.
Yay!
Yay!
We're leveling
Very
up.
much live.
Oh, sorry. Look, I meant the game, not the characters. Yeah.
Oh. Sad now.
Oh. Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Everybody's here again.
Yes.
Did you say we're leveled up?
That's what I heard too. Yeah.
That was a slow draw, man.
Sorry. I was speaking to my lovely wife. She came in to check something on her work laptop, so I was a bit distracted. I apologize.
You're forgiven. So, welcome back, everybody. There are going to be a few changes in the characters that people are going to be playing from early in the start of the game. So let us just dive into the game, and we're gonna have a small scene in the beginning, and then have a little bit of a time jump with some highlights. So as pretty much the entire party except Cal and Ellie jump down a cliff, being saved by Wheeler's spell that allows you guys to feather fall to the ground, moving at a still a considerable speed. I thought it was like 60 miles an hour for 60 miles. 60 miles a day.
Yes.
We're still dead. Yeah, we're practically gods. Yeah. No, sorry, 60 feet per turn, and you guys hover down towards the floor. 60 miles. Cal and Ellie, Cal, you decided not to jump, pretty much keeping Ellie on your back. Ellie, I'm not even sure how much you realized this, because you were busy kind of waving at the giants.
I will notice that, like, you really going jump or don't stop. I can't remember exact phrasing, and a lack of following that direction and be like, oh.
Well, you feel like you're falling, but not as quick as you should be.
I'm landing in snow really quickly.
Cal stops, drops to a knee, and then puts you down.
Yeah, so like a really short distance. Yeah.
We're not going?
Yeah.
I would think they probably still have Featherfall on you, though, because, well, I mean, he cast it on everyone. But, well, I don't know if you know this or not. But anyway, you guys kind of stand there at the cliff, and you see the giants way back at the temple, kind of still working and not really paying any attention to you guys.
You also see Cal sort of on the ground, sort of holding his leg a bit.
She's gonna go over to Cal first, because, well, he's in trouble apparently. Cal, you okay?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
It seems that my leg is kind of taking a bit of a beating. Hence the no jumping. I couldn't.
I think whatever he got going was gonna, like, save us, though. Like,
I didn't know what it was, to tell you the truth, but I don't think I could have jumped off the edge. My shooting pain in my leg. I think one of the barbarians caught my leg.
I can try to look at it.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. It just seems to be impairing my movement for the moment.
Okay, so good thing I'm not as fast as you, because then you will have to move slower.
Yes, about. He sort of reluctantly sort of steps onto his 2 feet, sort of stands on his leg to make sure it's sure enough he can sort of walk on it.
Yeah. We should probably try to catch up with the others, though.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, look, I have a crazy idea. Don't say no.
I think I've seen enough crazy ideas today to get someone killed.
Well, hopefully it won't get us killed. And I mean, you could just stay back because I can do like some sneaky stuff and get away really quickly, and then I'm tiny, and then they won't see me. But you they waved at us, and I mean, bad guys doesn't wave, right? So I would like to I wanna I, I wanna check what the giants are doing.
You want to go talk to the giants?
Yes.
I see this being a very stupid idea.
But it's okay, I can be really quick if I need to. For a bit.
I don't know if I can trust you going alone. Just can't do it.
To go alone. But, well, does that mean you're coming with me?
I don't believe I'm agreeing to this, but yeah.
I mean,
Well, if
the worst
shit
thing...
goes south, we're both equally dead anyway.
Well, I mean, they are kind of attacking the temple, and I got it that, like, what we're doing would
I
be
did
also...
see that.
Well, the temple was attacked by something.
No, they did take the front
And
wall
I mean,
down.
if the enemy of our enemy is our friend, then they should be our friends.
Most of the time, yes, but we're talking about creatures here.
No, they're people.
I don't know much about them. I can't tell you.
They're talking.
As far as I know, they
Look,
eat us
they are
for
talking.
breakfast.
No, they talk and they wave. They're people.
Fine. But if this gets us killed, I don't know. I'll blame Kellenvor.
But I think he was the god of death, so it's kind of suitable.
Probably. Right, lead on.
Okay, let's go.
All right. You guys head over there?
Yeah.
Very well. You start getting closer, and Cal, I'll leave it up to you how much your leg bothers you. But
what's Ellie's movement speed?
25.
Could knock 10 feet off my movement. I'll be walking the same pace as her.
There you go. So it feels a bit counterproductive to walk all this way back,
especially after running away from them.
Like, running like shit from them, and they're like, "Let's go back." So.
And Ellie's just gonna make a comment about, see, this is why we shouldn't stress and actually make proper decisions. Because she didn't want to run from the start. She suddenly was like lifted up and then they were going.
Cal is partly curious to see if they are coherent because he doesn't know much about giants and he likes to know about hunting his prey. So
to be honest, Ellie doesn't know anything either really, except what story says, but they waved. They're nice.
You start moving closer, and already from a reasonable distance, you see, you have a pretty good idea of what these giants are doing. They seem to be plugging up the hole for, from what it looks like. They just seem to be moving boulders and just kind of planting them where some of the wreckage of the temple is, and doors and stuff, and they've collapsed certain walls. And as you guys start getting closer and closer, the speed at which they're doing this seems to kind of go down. And after a while, one of them is still just kind of like adding stuff to it, and also just scooping up snow and just kind of like almost like cement, putting it into corners and stuff. And the other one stands there kind of with his arms crossed and looks, and you're still at a considerable distance, but they have a loud voice, so you can hear that they're communicating with each other. Sadly, in giant, which you don't speak.
No.
From the tone, it almost kind of sounds like they're kind of discussing the work that they've done. Like, yeah, well, you know, we could add a little bit there and a little bit here and stuff, and they kind of move stuff, and there's almost a discussion going on, like, well, you're just standing there, grab your own shit, you know, just. And after a while, the guy just kind of rubs his hands together, and you see this blue light appear on his hands, and he just extends them, and you see that wherever he's pointing his hands at, it starts to freeze solid.
Ellie is just gonna stop and be like, "They do magic. I did not know they do magic. They do magic."
Yeah, now we know.
And there's this, well, there's a, I don't know if you guys ever seen this show called Game of Thrones, but there's this wall of ice there. It's
big wall, yeah, big
yeah,
wall. Yeah.
it's a pretty big wall. Yeah. So you see that there's rocks sticking out here and there and things, but it's covered in ice. And they seem pretty happy with their job, and they kind of nod at each other, and they kind of they look like they're turning around, and you guys are about 60 feet or so, 60, 70 feet away from them.
Cal turned to Ellie and go, would it not be better to shout at them from a distance, just so we sort of have a bit of a head start?
All right.
If you guys want, you could have called out sooner, not getting this close. That's fine. Yeah.
No, but they probably would get that close because Ellie is curious.
We would sort of like slowly be sneaking, but you know.
Yeah, and you have to actually check like what are they doing, how are they acting, are they acting really aggressively or not, and they can probably see that from quite afar, but And Ellie isn't sure how far they can hear anyway, so.
Plus, from previous conversations, they did say stuff about the temple, so they might know stuff about it.
Yeah. So Ellie is gonna, like, when they start turning, and be like, "That's a really cool wall!" and, like, shout out at them.
They kind of look at each other and look down. Oh, you see this, like, oh, there you
wave.
Are you friendly? Friendly. In common.
They kind of look at each other. And the one that you saw kind of extending his hands, he looks and he starts speaking in Giant. Both of you roll intelligence. Intelligence. History would also be okay.
Just intelligence for me.
24.
Whoa.
With history.
8.
What did you go roll, Cap?
8. He's not
8.
great.
You just hear Giants talk, and you, Ellie, you hear Giant talk, and you're almost like, wait, am I understanding what they're saying? And as you're kind of looking at them, the one that's doing the talking he looks very serious, and the other one who's being talked to looks confused, and he kind of looks at him and looks a bit like, what? And you're like, why am I kind of understanding what they're saying, what he's saying, because it kind of sounds it sounds a bit like, I can't do it myself, but like Pig Latin. Common, Pig Latin in common. So he kind of like changes words around, but still, or letters around, but still that it kind of makes sense to you. So you have the feeling he's not talking Giant, he's talking common, but in a Giant-like way. And you're hearing that he kind of makes certain words, you would think almost on purpose. He makes those a little less muggled about, and he goes like, lunch, blugga bugga bugga, small ones, luga luga booga dooga dooga. And you're like, and the other one kind of looks at him and kind of like, what the hell are you talking about? As you see, the one that is talking kind of looks at the two of you, and there's this mischievous look in his eyes, like kind of like looking at you guys like,
no, we're not lunch.
Lunch? What?
That was Ellie yelling goes. She just goes, "No, we're not lunch."
Maybe you should wave at them again. That worked the last time.
The one I was talking about kind of laughs. And he kind of looks down and he takes like a knee, still, even though he's on a knee, just towers above you, and he kind of looks at you and says, "Who are you?"
Oh, I'm Ellie. Who are you?
Is Cal understanding this as well?
Yeah, it's common. It's common. They're talking common.
We're adventurers.
We
And
came
who
looking
are
for our
you?
friend, but they've been attacked. But who are you?
Why didn't you run? And there's this cold wind coming from his mouth.
Whoa, icy breath.
Mentals? Yeah.
Rats code.
He didn't dare to jump.
He kind of points at you and laughs. As you hear the other guy who's kind of standing behind him, he says something in giant, and the other one just crouched down, looks back, and says something back. He don't speak common.
Oh.
We don't speak giant.
Sorry.
Okay.
Who are you?
I am Bolek.
Bolak.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Bolak.
Why?
I am Cal.
Yes,
Forward, Cal. Not jump.
Yeah, not jump, Cal. Yeah.
Sorry. Why did you make the wall? They're not friends?
Helper's white dragon.
Yeah, I heard about a white dragon.
Oh. Those
we
are
didn't
bad.
we didn't like the people inside either.
Those are helpers.
So there is a white dragon around?
Should not be.
Oh. What do you know about the temple that they reside in? What happened here?
Looks like attack.
Right.
White dragon attack temple.
Oh, no, that's rude.
So that's what happened.
Rude. Yes.
Yes.
The other one kind of pushes at the one that's crouched down. He just says something in giant. And the other one kind of like, wait a minute. I'm talking to these people.
Cal, do you think we should take down the white dragon?
No.
Why not?
Have you seen the white dragon before?
No, not the white dragon.
Do you see how tall these extravagant fellows are?
I don't understand. What?
Do you see how tall these fellows are?
Yes.
They are smaller than a dragon.
Are you sure?
In most cases, yes. But I suppose it depends on what age of the dragon is. Do any of you know how age-wise this dragon is?
No.
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. Well,
heard stories.
But I mean, if I were to not fight everything that's not bigger than me, I wouldn't fight anything.
Yeah, I'm just more cautious, and I like to know about my prey. Otherwise, I'm at a disadvantage. I do understand that.
Do you know a lot about white dragons?
Chief does.
Chief?
Yeah. Clan leader.
Ellie's first shit's like, shit, there's more giants? Oh, wait, and then, like, oh, cool, there's more giants!
Right, just so I get a rundown here. Right, we came up to this temple because of Varen.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Oh, wait. It looks at the wall.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's been attacked a long time ago. It's in tatters. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. He's either long gone or, sadly to say, dead. But if we go, hopefully these guys are user-friendly, right? Yeah.
We should vengeance him. We should avenge him.
That's true, yeah. Well, at least we can find out more information with these guys. They probably know where the White Dragon is.
Well, maybe we should find the others and ask as well. Do you think it would be okay if we came with you? Because we want to take down this dragon. It's mean. He killed my friend.
He looks, and as he kind of leans down towards you guys. He has a big face, and he has like this whitish beard, and there's icicles in it and stuff. And he kind of looks and come with us. Where?
I don't know. Because you said your chief knew about the dragon, and if we're gonna fight a dragon, we need to know more about the dragon, because I'm pretty sure Fluffles won't tell me.
Wait, what?
It's okay.
Okay.
And I kind of I don't know. I came here all the way to find Varen, and if Varen's dead, I feel that letting his killers live, it's a really bad thing, because he already felt like he wasn't good enough, and that's not true. And if he thanks.
Oh, it kind of lowers his hand.
Thanks. No, but he feels like he let us down in life, so I don't want to let him down in death. And if he's alive, and if there's still a chance, then taking out the threat to get to him is important.
You friend of Varen?
Yes. You know Varen?
Yeah.
Wait, you know Varen?
Uh-huh.
He's alive then.
Have you seen him? He's alive?
Mm-hmm. He kind of looks. I think so.
When was the last time you saw him?
Month and a half ago.
Month and a half.
Maybe less.
Wait, but that would be before he came.
I would have been in the process of him getting over there or being here, but I don't know.
I have lost track of how long we've been playing.
Yeah, we took a time jump, so it's pretty short after he apparently traveled towards here.
So he could have arrived there, noticed the place was destroyed, and then went somewhere else. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Where did you see him?
He was traveling to temple.
Oh.
Right. So he must have got here when it was destroyed.
I don't know. I don't know how long it's been destroyed.
What would he do after that? Where would he go?
Is he a friend of the giants? Not really.
He okay?
I mean, I think he might go look for help.
You come to Chieftain. He'll talk to you.
Yes. We need to pick up our friends.
Yeah. That's if they're not already flat. But
No,
yeah,
I'm sure Billy would get them.
you what?
He would get them, like save them.
So I
Wheeler?
just imagine like cutting to like them
Yeah.
as they're falling. Wheeler going, "Fuck! I hope this works. I hope this works. I hope this works."
I never used the spell before. Holy shit! Yeah.
Do you feel slower? I don't feel slower.
Let's do it. We're going way too hard, fast. We're going way too fast. I think this is at least 60 miles an hour here.
Everybody's freaking out. Right, I wasn't actually sure what he did. Do you know anything about it?
No, but that's how magic works, right? You do it what you need when you need it.
Well, you need to specifically know what you're doing, I suppose. And I don't get that vibe from Wheeler.
No, I think he's good. Because otherwise I just lost another brother. Well, not another brother, but a friend. But you know, I lost someone else.
I'm starting to think it was a good decision not to jump off the cliff.
No, it would have been fine.
The giant stands up. We going. See you there.
See where?
Whoa. Where are we going?
Home.
Where is
what
home?
direction?
You still want to stay here? Come with us.
Yes, our friends jumped off there. We need to pick them up.
Yeah, we need to get the rest of our friends.
You see him kind of scooping down in the snow where you guys are standing on, and he just kind of lifts the two of you up.
Okay. This again.
Let's go.
Cool.
Right.
I need to tell Chief what's going on.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't think we have a choice, Ellie.
No, it's okay.
Hopefully we don't die.
And she's gonna say in Elvish, super silent, "We're gonna be good."
Well, I hope that means what I think it means.
As the two giants walk towards the edge of the cliff and they start climbing down. And as they start climbing down, they kind of murmur amongst each other in giantish.
Ellie's gonna try to listen.
They try to listen. And you think they're kind of complaining about, have to climb up, down. Geez.
Oh, yeah. It's a waste of time.
You're just looking at like how they move their heads and like the attitude of the talk.
Yeah, it's kind of like they don't really talk with their hands because they need their hands to kind of climb down. But you can see from the expression of their face, like, oh my god, geez.
The eye roll.
Make, like, this place easier to get to.
Yeah.
So, they go down the mountain and they kind of see the rest of the party there. Unless you guys want to play it out, but I would say that you guys kind of convince them to come along, and the giants will be willing to carry you guys towards their camp.
Hashtag Ellie going, look, I made friends!
Turns out waving at giants actually work.
Turns out, so does that spell.
I wasn't so sure myself either.
So, you guys travel through this area. The giants seem to take different paths back than they did coming here. And they travel a bit along the mountain and a bit more into hill and mountain area. And after a while, about, I'd say, several hours of walking, and these giants make good speed, you arrive at this encampment. And there are a considerable amount of giants here, both male and female. And they seem to have their own little culture going on here, interacting with each other and stuff. And you even see a few non-giants walking around here. People talking and stuff, and it's clear that there are paths which are allocated to giants and paths that are allocated to non-giants to prevent any squashing from going on.
Oh God.
Zero
And-
big phone, squash
Yeah.
measures have been put into place.
Exactly, pretty much like that. And you see people kind of standing there, kind of looking if there's no giants coming on, and then crossing the giant road, just kind of like, there we go.
Mm.
So,
Seeing this, Ellie would look if she could see Varen.
all right, you look around, but
Yeah.
well, no matter if you roll a 20, you don't see him because he's not here.
No, okay. Well, she would look.
There you go. All right, so you guys are brought to what appears to be a home or a building where you see a lot of people there, all of them non-giants, and there's a decent amount of dwarves here. Couple of people, some gnomes, some halflings, not a lot of elves though. There's also a couple of lesser accepted humanoid beings here in social cultures like goblins, and there's a couple of orcs here as well. And well, they all seem to kind of stay in this building as the giants kind of place you there, and he says that he'll talk to his commander or his chief, and he'll come and get you guys when you get to talk to him. But the chief needs to be informed that the temple has been attacked.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
He heads off as Bola kind of waves, and Andre kind of looks and also kind of bye-bye. And he kind of walks off, leaving you guys here. And I'd say now we take a little time skip, and you guys kind of settle in, and it's already pretty late at night as you kind of arrive here and make ready to go and rest. We'll play a couple of highlights, and one of them, of course, is Gemini receiving note from the Purple Caravan, where it is said that, let me see, who would, yeah, Claudia. Claudia appears, what's her name? Claudia. She appears in a kind of spectral shape, and says, kind of looks around, and she kind of, where are you? She kind of looks around and she sees you, Gemini.
Claudia, what? How? Explain yourself.
This is not really me. Well, it's hard to explain. It's a projection of me, I suppose.
Yes. Okay.
I come with news.
Is it about that Gretchen bitch? Did she attack you again?
No. No, there's Rose sent me, and she says she hates to be that person, but she said that she needed you, and she sent me to collect you.
Okay. What for, might I ask?
She wasn't very specific, but she said that you knew that she would not send me if the need wasn't dire, and that she would explain it to you once you arrived.
Well, that's perfectly fine, but how am I going to be going with you if you're some kind of projection? Will you be taking my soul and leaving my body here to die? What's happening?
Yes.
Oh,
No,
I'm fine with this.
She laughs and she goes, "No, of course not. I'll be able to touch you, and we will teleport back."
Excellent. Okay. Yes, I'm fine with this. I am done here anyways. Yes, I will just go inform the others. And how long will I be gone for?
Long, I guess. I'm not sure.
Okay.
What appears, she kind of leans towards you and says, "The caravan is being infiltrated.
By?
We're not sure. But Rose says that she needs people that she can trust."
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I'll just let me talk to the others, and we'll be on our way as soon as humanly possible.
I'll be here.
Yes. Gemini will walk off to go find whoever he finds first.
Meanwhile, as you kind of walk off, you see this dwarf who's kind of drinking a mug of ale, and he kind of just walks through Claudia. "What the hell was that?"
You're drunk. You're very drunk. Nothing's there. Goodbye.
Just continues walking.
Just
So-
look for whoever.
Yeah, she addressed you at a moment where you're a bit private, but I'm assuming you guys all kind of collected some beds and things where you can rest.
Yeah.
You can imagine this house being just a big building with lots of beds. There's a couple of rooms, but mostly it's like this, like a hostel of sorts, where there's just beds everywhere and people can just sleep wherever they want.
Everybody just probably grabbed a few beds together
Exactly.
and be like,
Yeah.
"Shoo, these are our now."
Yep. No, there's plenty that you don't have to
No,
shoo
but you
people
know-
away.
You know what I mean. No, our corner.
So you easily find the others. You can either find them one-on-one, or you can find them as a group. That's fine.
I'll find them as a group. Make it fucking quicker, man. I'll deal with all that bullshit. All right. Hello, everybody. It appears as though I have some unfortunate news. You see, I've just received word that the Purple Caravan is having some difficulty that requires my assistance. So I'll be leaving you all.
Wait.
Yes.
What?
Wait, the Purple Caravan?
Yes. Oh, yes. It's weird they didn't call you. Anyways, yes, I'll be leaving.
Wait. What the hell is the Purple Caravan?
Yeah, what he said.
Huh.
It's a
Do you
caravan and
want
it's
me-
purple.
Did you want me to explain this, or do you want to explain it, Gemini?
Well, I feel like it's only right that I explain it since they did call me. You see, the Purple Caravan is a place for misfits. It's a place for people like me.
And me.
Well, so
Ellie's just
anyways,
looking at them like, "What are you on about? What do you mean, misfits?"
it's a place of selling wares and performing arts and shows and big theatrics. It's me if I were a place, and so it's sort of my home away from. Well, I don't particularly have my home. It's a home. It's my home, and so yes, it is under some form of siege, and it requires my attention. So I will be leaving to go help them since, yes.
But what about Baron?
I did not come here for Baron. I came here for Vince. And that time has passed. It has been long past the amount of time, the window that I had to save him. Baron does not want to see me. He left because of me. I'm partially convinced that he destroyed the temple himself because he heard I was coming.
That's not fair.
Wait, what?
I know, it's really not fair to the temple, right?
Wait,
Wheeler's just nodding, just like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that tracks.
But
Yeah,
I
that
mean-
tracks.
you're planning on leaving?
Not planning, I am.
Well, my pledge still stands with your sister. If you're going to go help something that's under siege, then you're putting yourself at enormous risk. There's no
Yes,
way
but-
I'm not following you.
Well, I can't ask you to do that. We don't even know what we're dealing with. You're free to come, but I'm not going to ask you. You're not. I don't want you to feel forced to do anything. I am fine by myself. I prefer being by myself. I appreciate everything you do, but it does feel a bit like I'm being guarded. And if my sister has told you anything about us, it's that we were under guard for a long time. We grew up in a prison, you know. Yes?
I didn't know too much about anything personal with you or your sister.
Well, we did. We both grew up in a prison. So to have somebody constantly watching me feels a bit constraining. And I will not force you to come with me. If you wish to come with me not as my god, but as my friend, that I can accept. But I'm a little tired of being watched over.
I can see that. I can relate. Well, your sister did tell me that you would try to worm your way out of having me watch over you. But it's not that simple. I'm doing this as much for myself, if not more, than I'm doing it for your sister or you. So
That I can understand.
there's no way I'm dropping this charge. You go, I go.
Well, then I guess we're both going.
I nod and I look at the rest of the group. Now, well, you've all risked your lives in one situation or another to protect the whole of the group, including myself. And for that, I am eternally grateful to you all. But it seems that our paths are leading into two different directions from here on.
Seems so, yeah.
Yes. Well, I look here real quick. Gemini is going to take out the two, because he doesn't have a lot of like the main stuff that he had on him.
Just FYI, during your travel, you gotten all your stuff back. The gem has spit them out.
Just the one at a time. Breadgum trails.
Gemini will take out the two adamantium scimitars and he'll hand them over to Kel. These might do a bit better than what you've been working with. They can be a poison can be applied to them that will make them more damaging, and they can harm things that that maybe aren't as easily harmed, like doors and walls, stone, things of that nature.
Yeah, I have a problem with some of them things.
Yes, and since you will not be able to teach me to use them any longer, I feel you should have them. So
Yeah, I tell you what, I just want a quick word with Jim and I, just on his own, and I'll give him back. Tarek, you can come along if you want. You'll take him
nod,
aside.
but as we go, I'll go to each one of the members of the party. Well, at this point, mainly Wheeler and Cal, and I'll just go. I mean Wheeler and Ellie, and I'll just go to them and extend my arm. for
Ellie
them to shake.
will take it.
And he'll shake it firmly and tap it on top and just say, "Thanks, brother."
And Ellie is gonna whisper to Tarek when Gemini is busy with Kyle, probably, and be like, "Keep him safe, okay?"
Try.
Good.
And I'll then move on to Wheeler and do the same.
Wheeler won't take his hand, but he'll cast Mage Hand and sort of hold it out and be like, "Come on," and indicate for him to Mage Hand, my Mage Hand.
Tarak will do his damnedest to try and get a Mage Hand to shake his hand.
All right. You kind of focus, and you focus your personality into willing it to shape a hand, and you see this spectral greenish hand just appear, and there's this slap, but then you see like a Wheeler's hand kind of passing through it. But there's this moment of resistance there for a moment.
Yeah, Tarak's Mage Hand is still like those simulator games where
Yeah.
Yeah, Wheeler.
yeah, he'll slap it and say, "Thanks, brother."
Yeah, look after yourself, bud.
Will do. And he'll then start to walk off with Gemini.
Right. It feels we're out of earshot. Because this is something that concerns you and not the others. Can you tell me any more about the Purple Caravan?
What about it?
Is it in total grave danger, or do you know much?
No, Claudia just appeared to me. She said Rose needed me and that it's being infiltrated by something. She wouldn't even specify what it could be.
Could be anything, yeah.
Yes.
Well, what I'd say anyway is you seem to put yourself in grave danger in multiple situations, including the demon and this. And well, I'm sure you didn't like what was happening before. But while you're here, I would like to extend help because you might be traveling with the Purple Caravan, and if you ever come across a village that I have always talked about, I've always saved, it's a place called Westash.
Called what?
Westash.
Westash. Okay.
Now, it's not that place in particular. If you do come across it, they're nice people. If you head west-ish, sort of northwest from Westash, this is if you're in dire need, by the way.
Yes.
I need you to go to Melis Moray. It's the forest. It's close by. Now, this is where it gets complicated. You will probably catch up to my former village of elves.
Yes.
If you could do me a big favor, hopefully they will help you. I need you to find someone in that village called Alma.
Alma.
Yes. Alma Melis Lintar.
Lintar. Yes.
Just her specifically. Do not, whatever you do not mention my name.
Yes.
Until you meet her and let her know a message for me that I am still alive and well, and one day will return.
Got it.
That's if you come across them. If you don't worry about them.
I swear to you, it will be my life's mission to fulfill this.
You're
No, but if I do come across them, I will tell them. Yes.
You're technically the only person I could probably trust with secret information and passing it on, despite some of the more secretive in the group. So yeah, if you could do that for me, it would probably be a big help to her, actually. Just to let you know, I stress that you don't say my name at all, because it might get you into an extremely bad situation.
Well, I'm quite used to that, but thank you for the warning.
And thanks for the scimitars and...
You're welcome.
Friendship, I suppose.
Yeah, you're welcome for the ship.
Yeah. Anyway, put it there.
Gemini shakes out now.
You too, Tarek. And he goes out for a fist bump.
Yeah, he extends his hand and shakes his hand and also says, "Thanks for everything, brother."
You too. Well, I hope our paths cross again.
So do I. I'm certain they will at some point. Unless one of us dies. All right.
Possibility.
On to the rest of the goodbyes.
Don't it stop me.
Gemini will walk up to Wheeler. He will have, by this time, unattuned to the ring and have attuned to the blur belt because he never did that. And he'll go up to Wheeler and he'll be like, I noticed you enjoy casting a spell that I enjoy casting that's not Mage Hand. And I know that spell can take a little bit out of somebody. This makes it a bit easier. And he'll hand him the Ring of Talking. So there you go. Be careful with that. That was a gift from somebody very important to me. But I think you can use it a bit more.
I'll look at it and go, oh, yeah, I thought about stealing that off you while you slept. That's nice. Yes, thank you.
Completely understandable.
Yeah, this is shiny. Thank you. Anyway, pop it on.
Shiny.
Yeah, shiny.
And,
sorry, he'll, I don't know, as Gemini walks away probably to talk to Ellie, or he doesn't, he'll say in Thieves' Cant to Gemini, I'm going to miss you, man. But what everyone else will hear will be like, okay, bye.
Gemini will nod and reply, me too, as will I. And then shake his hand. Then he'll sigh heavily and look over at Ellie.
She
Ellie.
is currently not looking at Gemini because she is a little bit grumpy.
He'll say in Dragonborn, come, walk with me.
Rolls eyes. Fine.
Once they get completely out of earshot of everybody, he is going to say, you know, you were right when you spoke the other week.
What did I say?
You're very perceptive. You saw my tunic.
Well, yeah.
Well, I am, you know.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Well, I made a pact with a tree.
A pact with the tree.
And I don't know if I told you, but Fluff was a dragon.
No. No. That was not mentioned to me.
And I think I have a connection with Fluffles, because he's like golden. I'm very sleepy.
Interesting. Excuse me for one moment. He's gonna turn to Cal in lieu of nothing, knowing Cal can't hear him, and say, I fucking told you! And then he's gonna turn back to Ellie.
Was he speaking that in a different language, was it?
No, he's speaking in common. He just screams that out of nowhere.
So yeah, I said I would tell you if you told me, and you did tell me. So I'm gonna miss you. You know that, right?
Yes.
I'm still a bit grumpy because you're going, but I'm not gonna stop you.
I may be back one day, and if I am, I'm going to need you to give these back to me. He's going to hand over the 2 playing cards that aren't enchanted, and he's going to say, these were made for me by a very special man. And he's going to cast Disguise Self to make himself look like Xander, who Rohier knows who that is. Big, tall, knight dude in a red and white tunic, tan skin, black hair that goes back, very piercing eyes. This man helped me escape my prison. He's a good friend. And and if you ever find yourself in Andorra again, mention me and he will help you. And show him this. And I'll hand her also my signet ring, my family crest.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yes, if you ever need help, find this man. He is a good friend. He will help you.
Okay.
And he has connections very high up. And when I return, I will need these things back.
Right.
But for
I'll
now,
keep them safe.
yes, they are yours. And also, you should maybe know the story behind these cards. Each card is a sibling of mine. It's a symbolic sibling of mine. The one you're holding now is the 2 of diamonds. That would be my older brother who passed away. That card you may keep. Because now that he's gone, he's a man I never knew anyways quite well. You are much closer family than he has ever been. So you are now the 2 of diamonds. You understand?
Right. Yes, I'm 2 of diamonds. Is this a
Yes.
secret or is?
Yeah, I would
Or is
prefer
this
you not to tell
okay,
others.
it's a secret name. Got it.
Yes. Yes. So, yes. So that's your card. And then I will be back for that ring one day.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Remember,
Yes.
Xander.
Xander.
Xander Marken. Yes.
Marken.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Well, that appears to be it.
She's gonna hug Gemini before he goes,
Gemini will smile and hug her back.
and she's gonna say, "Be safe, or I'm gonna hunt you."
You too.
Because I'm already tracking down one person. I don't want to track you down 2.
I understand. And if times are dire and you're in need of my assistance, I'm sure Cal knows how to get in contact with the caravan.
Mm.
Okay?
Yes.
Gemini will hug her.
Yes. I'm happy you told me this time. You just didn't run off.
Yes. So am I.
It's better.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. Be safe, okay?
You too. Walk back to Turk.
Yes, she's gonna stay because she's not gonna walk with because she's gonna be a bit sad for a bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I suppose that means it's time to go then. Claudia!
You see her head kind of pop out of a wall and so like, yes?
It's about that time. Let us be on our way.
Thank you. She kind of walks towards you. Take my hand and we'll go.
And I takes her hand, sort of smiles at everyone, waves.
Yeah, I'm expecting that Tarak will either hold Gemini's hand or will try to like, am I holding somebody's hand?
You're like, oh, you're coming too?
Yes, he's a good friend, well versed in combat, strong of mind, strong of will. He's a good man.
She kind of looks at him and then, if you say so, hold my other hand.
Don't doubt these arms.
I'll
24-inch
give you the oil on.
pythons,
24-inch pythons, brother.
And he's not talking about his arms.
She grabs both your hands and you... There's this buildup of magic and then you just... They disappear. Leaving Cal, Ellie, and Wheeler alone.
Just a quick one. The bracer and tiara thing that Wheeler lifted. Did you get any more information on that? So we would have been looking at them over the break.
Do you have identify magic? Or do we identify spell?
Put that on the agenda, though. We'll have to look for someone with that.
Yeah, if only you had a wizard. Gemini. No. But knowing Wheeler, I mean, he may have just attuned to things for the shits and giggles to see what it does.
Well, look, tuning to something doesn't automatically know that you know what it does.
Yeah, but surely does it not tell you? If it's going to kill you, you knew that fairly quickly.
Yeah, I suppose. You attuned to it?
He probably would have at some point. Yeah, as he lost an arm.
What do you attune to? All of it? The tiara and the bracer?
Yeah, they were like a set, weren't they? They looked like
They
they
looked
belonged. They looked like yeah,
like
probably
the
both of them.
The stone in the tiara kind of looks similar to the stones in the bracelet.
Yeah,
The
no,
bracelet.
probably attuned to both of them for the
All right.
shits and pickles.
How many
Hit
things do
points.
you have attuned to yourself?
Let's see.
I know at least the Cloak of Elvenkind.
Yeah, just that. So I've got 2 more slots.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so then you can attune to 2 more items. You do so during your travel here.
Yeah, it would have just been any free time he had. He would have been tinkering at them
and
them.
Well, they feel nice, and the tiara kind of adjusts so that it sits comfortably but firmly on your head. And the bracelet that was actually a bit too big for you also kind of like adjusts to your arm, and yeah, they look fancy. And as you kind of look at it, the stones on the bracelet or on the bracer kind of seem to slightly move.
Okay.
But yeah, look fancy.
All right. There you go. So
there you go.
As he was saying goodbye to Gemini, he looked fucking magnificent with his tiara and gemmed bracer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adding your ring to it, just like on to like just with the thing with the bracer is like, I am fancy AF. Got all the shinies.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, Gemini and Tarak has left. The next night or the night that follows, you guys will have rested, and the next day you will be brought. There's a bit like, as you see, the giant kind of looks at the 3 of you, and he kind of looks confused.
Yes, we were fine, but they
Weren't
really
there
had.
more of you?
Yes, they really had to go. I'm sorry, it was urgent. I think someone was dying. Not sure.
Okay. Come.
Yes.
As he brings you towards this the leader of this tribe, and you see this giant sitting in a chair, and there's this longhouse that you guys are brought into. There's this fire kind of in the middle, pretty far away from the chair. There's some people, humanoids, humans, elves, dwarves, stuff like that, kind of standing around it, warming themselves. And now and then people are brought forward to apparently have an audience with this person. And as the 3 of you are brought in, you see you are immediately, there's no waiting for you guys. You are immediately brought forward and are placed on, for lack of a better word, it looks a bit like a table. So you're not all the way down on the ground. You're up higher, so that the gentleman, what? Speak up.
Yeah.
So he kind of looks and nods at the 3 of you and says something in giant. And The giant says something back, and he nods.
I need to learn giant.
And
Wheeler will cast comprehend languages, not using the ring, so he doesn't have that tune, but just the spell.
all right, so you hear like, oh, you hear the leader kind of say like, I guess three's fine as well, and he kind of looks at you guys and says, in common, he says, "Greetings, travelers."
Greetings.
Cal does a bow.
He looks at you, and he says, "Two of my people have found you at the temple. It appears that this temple was attacked by a white dragon recently. Tell me, why do you travel there?"
Because we're trying to find my friend. His name is Varin. He was with us party, but he left, and he thought we didn't want him in the party. Or no, wait, he thought that he wasn't good enough, and we come to tell him he's wrong. And then we found the temple, and it was attacked, and we think that's bad.
Wheeler will like hold his hand over Ellie's mouth. Like, shh, let him. That's plenty.
I see. I have heard of this Varin. I have not spoken to him personally, but I believe he has traveled through my town. Some of my people have spoken to him.
Moving Wheeler's hand. Recently?
Not recently.
Oh.
I'm back up.
He was on his way to the temple, but he looks at the man standing, the giant standing left of him, and he says something in giant, which you understand, like, "He arrived safely, did he not?" The man kind of nods. "Your friend arrived at the temple safely. This was before it was attacked, so I'm told."
Was he there when it was attacked? Do you know?
Yeah. "Bring her out." "Yes, my lord." You see this other, he says, of course, in giant, but so only you, Wheeler, understand, as he comes back, and there is an old-looking person being carried in by this giant, and is placed on the table as well. And you see this man is human and looks to be 180 and is wearing these robes that keep him warm, but his skin looks like parchment, and he just looks like a breeze wind would just turn him into dust.
Damn.
And please, my friend, tell them what you've told me. The man kind of looks at the three of you and says, "Your friend arrived safely at the temple. There was talk. He turned out to be a fighter, a paladin of Kalimvor. It turns out that these priests, they were being threatened by both the dragon and its followers. This white menace lives farther north. It used to keep to itself, but now that it has many followers of the barbarian tribes, it becomes more bold, commanding tribute from the temple. It is my understanding that this dark-skilled one, this paladin, he and a group of people moved out further north to put an end to this dragon.
And this was before it was attacked?
Yes. My people don't go farther north than this. If we go into this dragon's territory, it'll mean all-out war. But him attacking this temple, it's not a good sign.
Well, Vern's probably dead. I mean, we tried. And he'll sort of like put an arm on his shoulder.
But we
Like,
should
it
do
would-
something about the dragon then.
Yeah, maybe, but there's only 3 of us. Maybe if we had, say, 2 more people, might be all right.
Well, we can ask if anyone want to come with us, but we should do something about it. We can't just sit here idle.
maybe several of the dragons, they could come. We could go like with yous, easy.
We'll be fine. I mean, we'll ask who want to go with us, and then we'll go, and then we'll do something about it. Or convince it to leave, or turn it into
not ask
stone.
some, get all of them. And they'll sort of like turn to the King Jenny, be like, yeah, like if all of us go up there, surely, like, combined might, you could beat the shit out of this dragon.
Perhaps.
Oh, come on. We took down... Okay, you didn't. And I guess Cal didn't. But we took down the hag and her son, and we're fine. And then Cal came, and then we took down the sludgy giant.
Yeah, still not convinced any of that actually happened. But of course you did. You're a big wizard person, aren't you? Yeah,
I would
you're
like
good with spells, but big giants.
And we took out the demon.
Which you get, yeah, with my help. Thank you very much.
See?
Which would have been dead.
You're also good then. You know how to do this.
All me.
Let me be clear.
Cal speaks up actually while they're bickering. I would like to state formally that wasn't a giant of any your kind. It was some sort of malconstruction made from bad sorceries. Just put you at ease. But yes, I also understand the diplomatic proposition against fighting a dragon. Plus, would you even have the military force to even push something that big back? At this moment, you see Cal actually kind of changes. And he's slightly more
He's
formal.
kind of changing.
He frowns and says, we are at a standstill, an impasse. We do not attack it, it does not attack us.
Yeah, ceasefire, I suppose.
But if we go into its lair, into its area, domain, we have some control over the cold and the snow, but it is nothing compared to what he has. We would not be able to go there unnoticed. He kind of looks at the table once as one of the size of you.
You can
Might
say
be
small.
able-
It's okay.
Small.
Ha, you're also
Ellie,
small.
he doesn't mean any of things. The best descriptor for this is that an adventurer party not tied to their empire could literally walk into the area without any problems.
Exactly.
We can also hide easier.
Yeah, but also dragon. No, I don't know about you, Ellie, but I've read some of the books from, Mum's house, and dragons are really big and really tough to kill. And there's 3 of us, and I don't know about you. And he'll pull out one of his crossbow bolts and he's like, I don't think that's going to do jack against the dragon.
But we took down the demon.
Dragon, bear, scared teeth, fire.
It's okay.
Also, and he'll point to his neck where the mark is. He's like, did we really win?
Yes.
It seems to be very much alive.
No.
It seems fine, and
we banished it.
It pulls us in.
While you guys are talking, Wheeler, you will hear the chieftain kind of look to the giant on his left and say, "Bring Boomer and the tailor. They might be of use here."
Sorry, Wheeler will hear that, will he?
Yeah.
He'll sort of round and be like, unless that's giant code for someone who can give, like, magical arrows that kill a dragon, I'm still not convinced. And he'll turn back to Ellie and be
you don't need magical arrows. I have magic.
They're fine with magic. They're dragons. They live on magic. You hit it with it, it's just like, nah, cool, fine, this is fine. Need big arrows the size of, well, one of them, and point gestures to, like, the giants in general.
We just need to hit in the right spots.
With the right thing. We don't. Again, holds out his crossbow. He's like, it's not going to do shit.
But...
And Cal, his bow and arrow isn't stronger. Oh, hit my mic.
Cal, what do you think? We should take out the white dragon, right? Or like tell it to not attack people.
At this current moment, no. But there is a but.
But
if we
let me finish my conversation with the chieftain here.
Okay, fine, Wheeler, you're wrong.
Yeah, we'll see.
At this point, Boomer and Burr are being brought in, and the giant kind of escorts you and says, "The chieftain wants you to meet someone."
Barry will basically speak to him in giant, and will just say, well, thank you, baby, for your hospitality. Take us to your chieftain, baby.
Love it. Love it.
Boomer will kind of look over and, I don't know the fuck he just said. All right, let's go.
He's a redneck?
No.
Okay.
So you guys are brought in and also lifted onto the table. And what does the rest of the party see? Who are these 2 persons being lifted on the table?
Well, I'll start. Barry is a forest gnome. So basically he's like 1 meter tall. He's a tubby guy who has like he has blonde Superman hair with like the curly hook thing, and he has blonde handlebar mustache, and he has like red cheeks, and he's really like smiling. He has long pointy ears upwards, so like it's his ears point upwards, his mustache points upwards, his eyebrows point upwards, and his hair, like to balance it, hooks downwards. And he has a black, like outrageous mink coat, like really like expensive looking fancy thing that has like all sorts of jewels and feathers and all sorts of things on that. He has like a pimp's walking cane, and yeah, he has like shoes that have like those long pointy curly things. So basically he looks like a well-off merchant type. Yeah, that's pretty much what he looks like. I'm actually right now like inking a picture of him.
Oh my god, perfect.
Nice.
So, sorry, just going through Wheeler's head. I'll let Shin describe his character first, but going through Wheeler's head is like, what, are we going to fucking fire him at it? His ears don't look that pointy.
Boomer's a middle-aged man with like salt and pepper hair, kind of Reed Richards, Fantastic Four. beard, salt and pepper as well. Got like brown and red clothing, essentially very like earthy, kind of like ex-military. He's got splint armor on one side of his hip. He's got a morning star on the other side. He's got a flail. Behind the flail, kind of towards his back, a teddy bear just hangs off to the side, and he's got a big fuck crossbow strapped to his back that's like the size of him. Like for a normal person, it would be a heavy crossbow. For a halfling, which is what he is, it's a big fuck crossbow. And yeah, he doesn't have the rest of his stuff with him currently, but yeah, he looks like he was maybe at one point military, but then decided to go in some other field.
Wheeler again clocking the crossbow this time. You could be like, see, now that's more what you need. So, and the other just like, so you got this. They got this.
Don't quite know what this is.
Is there going to fight a dragon? Good luck. He like extends his hand to like shake it. It's like, good luck.
Where are you?
Wait a minute, baby. Let me make something very clear. Let's see. You're talking about taking on a dragon, am I correct?
Well, yeah, it's mean.
I'm not. She is. Trying to tell her that we can't do that.
Of course you can.
With what?
Us.
Tell you what, go for it. Let me know how it goes.
Well, you see, as it so happens, baby, I've been looking for some company to take with me to spy on a certain dragon that's supposed to hang out in the further north of Yamp. And as it so happens, these giant fellows, as complimentary as they are to my hospitality and comfort, they aren't looking to join me on a expedition further north. So now that I hear that you are interested in a dragon whose scales are radiant to behold, you can make a rather splendid gown off of a dragon scale, if you know what I mean, baby. If you're interested in going out on a trip further north, count me in, baby.
I love that voice.
It's amazing.
It's so good. Well done. Well,
you see the hand of the chieftain kind of move forward and place something on the table, and you see 5 arrows lying there. This is something my people can contribute to your success.
See, Wheeler, there's the arrows you were asking for.
What size are the arrows?
They're normal size arrows.
Like bow arrows sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, not bolts. No, okay.
Would Cal know what these are?
You look at them. Roll your history.
History is not great. It's a 7.
A 7. They look like fancy arrows.
Wheeler will just sort of look at them and be like, okay, cool, 5 arrows. So Cal can go and deal with that then. If they like, then he'll turn to the giant. He's like, what do these do?
Wheeler? Okay, yeah.
These arrows are imbued with magic. They are old, but sadly my people cannot use them. They are too small for us. But they say that they are a dragon's bane.
Nice.
Now let me ask, baby, they don't vaporize the dragon on sight, do they?
Not that I'm aware of, but...
Ooh, that's a relief.
A shot with one of these arrows should weaken it considerably.
Okay, now we're talking. And then Wheeler will sort of turn to... what was the pimp's name?
Well, you haven't heard his name really yet, but
okay. Well, he'll turn to him and be like, sort of like he'll turn as if like sort of so he's got like Ellie and him in view, like if
Yeah.
you step back a bit, and then just like, okay, see now reconnaissance, going to look. That's something we could do.
Okay,
Not
fine.
to
You're
fight
fine
it.
with looking.
You're fine with look. I can hide, and
Okay,
I don't
good.
need to be invisible. I just need to be more invisible than
Well,
the rest of you.
Well, let's go look at the dragon
No,
then.
no, not look.
Let's
Look.
look at
No,
the
we're
dragon then.
I might stress the point. Yeah, Wheeler. I have to kind of agree with you on this. But it won't kill itself. But we do have to get tactical advantage on it. Reconnaissance is a perfect way of getting an advantage on a dragon and its territory and what it does. We could plan a tactical strike afterwards.
Yes, see, maybe some kind of large net. I don't know. I've never fought a dragon before. Not an
well,
expert.
baby, if you need a net, I can weave one right without no problem, baby. That's
big
why
enough to
they
get around a
call
dragon?
me Triple Breath Wing Down Bushmaster.
Did you say you were called Triple Gown Bush Meta?
Yep, that's my name. My name is Barash Triple Breath Wing Down Bushmaster. But you can call me Barry.
Okay, so Mr. Bushmaster, right?
So it's not. Can we shoot it at the dragon there?
Well, I ain't no engineer, but I can make the net. If somebody else can shoot it,
Well,
so we can.
Pat's the big quick crossbow.
Yeah, I like that.
As much as I hate to admit it, and he points to Ellie, he's like, she's pretty good at tinkering with things. You could
Yeah,
probably
I mean-
make some sort of thing that you could fire into that
Or I
crossbow
can
to
just
carry the
make
net.
it properly attached to the bolt and not get caught in the mechanism, so you can actually shoot it with it. Because if you just stick it on the bolt, it's just gonna get caught in the actual mechanisms. So, and that would be good.
Well, that's what.
And and there will also be a considerable amount of drag if it's not done right.
Leave that to the smarter.
Wheeler
Yes.
will stop listening whenever she starts rambling.
I will
He's like,
think
"All right,
about
okay,
this.
cool."
Yes, I can do that.
The chieftain
Don't
kind
worry,
of
she's...
There will have to be trials.
Yes, we will look at the dragon and maybe kill it.
the chieftain kind of
We'll look at
pushes
the dragon.
the arrows forward. He says, even though the arrows look like, he kind of looks down at them like common bow arrows, I am told that if they place into he kind of points at you, Boomer, because you have like a massive crossbow on your back. He says, like, I'm told that if you place them in crossbolts, they would fire just as well.
Oh, it's that work with this.
That is what I'm told.
Yeah.
We tried putting them into our crossbows, but sadly they did not adjust.
Wheeler will hold his. See, is it a light crossbow? Yeah, it's not a hand, I don't think. It's all right. Yeah, a light crossbow, so considerably smaller. Like,
Yeah.
will it fit in this?
Boomer will look, smile. Oh, that's cute.
Fight me.
You said the dragon was north.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Is there anything else we should know?
It has turned many of the barbarian tribes that live there to its followers. They now pray to it like a god.
Lord have mercy. Is there any knowledge as to are they under a spell or are they doing it willingly?
From what I understand, these tribes follow strength. And this giant, it's a giant. No, this dragon has swayed their tribal leaders. As long as they follow the dragon, the people will follow them.
What sort of numbers are we talking here?
Number of tribes, of number of inhabitants.
Both.
Tribes, numbers, people, yeah. Have you got an exact number yet?
No. I know there are 4 tribes there, 3 of which I am certain have turned their service towards the giant. 1 I am not certain of.
Right. Do you have a name or a position you can get me on a map or something? We could check it out on the way.
If you wish to visit these tribes, they are not located in one fixed position. They usually travel around.
Oh, more like nomads.
Yes.
So they might become a problem then.
Yeah. We have to be very careful who doing reconnaissance, especially if
Yes.
they move.
Yes. Right.
Right. Any indicator? I suppose you'll give us a lot more information. Any indication of where the dragon's actually at the moment, or is that what we're finding?
We are not 100% certain. But stories have it that there's a large cave located. And we have reason to believe that this is where the dragon made its lair.
Okay.
Right.
Large
I have
cave.
one more information as well. When Varen passed through, how many people did he take with him?
They look at the old man who is still there, kind of standing there, looking and observing all of this. Do you know? He looks and says, it would be assumed that they would go in a small group. I'd say 3, perhaps 4. But they are... He kind of looks around, and he as a human has shrunk considerably, probably due to his old age. But he's still, besides Cal, the largest here. So it's like they were much larger than all of you. So I'd say 3, max 4 people.
Right. Just looking for potential allies that can maybe gain in the way. I mean, killing a dragon's not a small feat.
We can do it, I think.
As
While
the giant to the left kind of leans towards his chieftain, and he kind of whispers, and
Can I try to make out what he's saying? I know giant.
then you can roll your perception. Wheeler, you can roll it as well. Anybody that can understand it.
Oh, 19. Oh, sorry, is that perception?
That's
did you say?
18.
Yeah, perception. Yeah.
Oh,
19
sorry,
and
that's
18.
yeah, dirty 23.
Dirty 23.
Dirty 23.
All right. You both hear what he's saying, though softly, but it's giant, so they have a trouble really talking very softly. As he kind of whispers and says, "My lord, if they are really planning on taking on this giant, perhaps they should meet her." The chieftain kind of looks at him and kind of gestures like, "Let's wait and see." This all happens while you guys are discussing it, and they're clearly observing what you guys are talking about.
While this is going on and people are discussing, I'm mostly just listening at this point, but I'm also going to go to the arrows and I'm going to cast Identify on the arrows to get to know the properties of those magic items better and to possibly even figure out where their power originates from.
All right. This takes a while, so I believe it takes at least 10 minutes or something to cast a spell, right? Or a minute. I'm not sure.
I can't. I didn't write down.
Oh man!
I just
Actually-
wrote the distance. like it says. I just wrote down a touch object and then the actual. Well, this will take just a second.
I think, isn't that one of the spells that can either be cast as a ritual or as a spell?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And if it's a ritual, it takes 10 minutes or an hour.
The ritual takes
rituals.
10 minutes.
Yeah, it says 1 minute if it's
Yeah.
Okay, so the spell itself takes a minute, but if you would want to cast it as a ritual, it takes 10 minutes plus the minutes to cast.
Yeah, I don't really want to bring extra attention to like, look what I'm doing or something like that that I would like as a ritual kind of do. So it's more of a thing where I want to touch them and kind of like flutter my eyelids and kind of like figure out what's
What does Barry's magic look like? I mean,
it's mostly about things like weaving into patterns, like because he's a tailor. It's mostly about like different spells, like magic emitting mostly out of his hands. His eyes will usually react, whether through fluttering or getting a color or something, and a corresponding color will like weave across his like fingers. There's like some sort of stitching or like crochet or something like that having to do with magic. If it's something that goes like a beam, like it'll look like kind of a like something like what is it called, the pattern that the DNA does, you know?
The helix.
Yes,
double helix.
exactly. Yeah. So, stuff like that.
all right.
But it's usually like colorful. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's pink, sometimes it's whatever, you know, but those kind of things.
So you're doing this, and so you cast it as a normal spell, so you use a spell slot?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are still having a discussion or talking about it. Ellie, since you're pretty focused on magic, roll your perception.
Ooh. 11.
11.
I think. Wait, double check. It's +5, right? Yeah, 11.
Okay. He does kind of draw your attention for a moment, but he's kind of covering the arrows because he's standing with his back between the arrows and yourself. So you don't really get a lot from what he's doing. So yeah, that's what you kind of.
Okay.
kind of
I'm not trying to be like like stealthy. I'm more just being discreet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you're not like covering them or something, but you're just standing there and kind of touching them for a bit.
Okay. So she would probably like, huh? Oh, all right, discussion. And then she might just ask something about it later, when she has time to reflect on what she actually saw. Yeah. And be like, so we're going then?
To look.
To do reconnaissance, yeah.
Yes, of course. That's the first step.
As it stands right now, it's the only step.
That's your problem. Yes, that's short-term goals the whole time. You need to think of the bigger picture. Make the bigger pattern. Like you need to make the schematic, and you have the tiny part and the big part. And we're doing the tiny part, not the big part yet. But we're gonna do the big part.
You build things. This is how you do it. You plan little bits at a time. You do one bit.
Yes, and then you do the next thing.
Exactly. So we're going to look,
and then
we'll
do the next thing.
Goes.
Exactly.
With planning. And
Boomer goes to stand next to Kel because he's the normal one. Just looks at him like, hey.
All right.
Yes. But there's tribes one might not be under his influence. And is it cold in north?
Yes.
I feel like this conversation turned away from what I thought it was. Ted looks confused.
No, but if it's cold in north, and we already think it's kind of cold. I mean, these furs are kind of warm. But if it's even colder, maybe we should plan for that. Cause it was cold.
I got more my furs over my cot and bit of a cover. Small
Okay.
ones
Yeah,
to ride
baby,
in.
and I can turn those pelts into beautiful jackets for y'all.
Right.
Barry,
Looking
for
forward
you,
to seeing that.
these pelts are purely functional. There is no beauty to them whatsoever. The pelts that Cal and Ellie and Wheeler are wearing.
All right. I'm kind of looking at them and like kind of pinching at their sides and kind of like, whoo. Like, did you feed this to a water buffalo and shit it out?
Oh, come on. Aquin was very nice and made them for a very good price.
I will agree.
Don't talk bad about Aquin.
Was it?
Ooh, didn't mean to throw no shade.
Yeah. So you have cast Identify on these arrows, and you will notice that they are arrows of dragon slaying.
Ooh. Sounds fancy.
And their whole stick is they hurt dragons a lot.
No.
Yep.
All right.
That's what you wanted, right? Hmm?
And that's pretty
Well,
much
Wheeler,
all I did.
Wheeler's none the wiser.
But
It's just
you
some
also
gnome filled up
notice
some
that
arrows.
besides hurting dragons a lot, they make it a little easier to hit something.
Okay.
We're like magical as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, do I get any sense of what sort of magic has created these? Are these like something that's ancient and discovered somewhere, or is it something that maybe somebody not too long ago just really with a lot of potential, power at their behest just kind of zapped into existence for these giants or something?
You could probably tell that they are old, and yeah, so they're not just like created like this. They have been around for a long time, but the magic that they contain is still as potent as it was when it was created.
Okay, so they're basically they're like artifacts and
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah,
Okay.
but roll your history.
Okay. That's 6.
6. Yeah, they look like artifacts. Yeah.
Okay, so no cultural context for them.
No. Well, they're definitely not they're not giant. We're not made for giants or by giants. So that's just what you're taking away from the minute size of them.
I know it's very vague and it's just a small little hint, but they mentioned introducing us to her. I guess it would kind of go into the realm of history as well if I knew that there was some sorceress or something who might be well known who could make something like this, and just could be just a wild goose chase type of an idea, but I don't know if there is any kind of connection.
You are not sure who her is.
Yeah.
So
it's more of a player just hearing an ominous her somewhere. It must be something big. But yeah, I'll abandon that. Okay, so I'm kind of looking around, kind of feeling that maybe in this giant encampment that we've spent our time in, it's kind of gotten a little bit boring, and now I'm excited about possibly getting to actually leave and get my hands on some dragon scales to further my art.
Yeah, the chieftain will kind of look at you guys and says, I hear talk of you going and examining this dragon, but I also hear talk of you killing it. What are your plans?
Well, there's always multiple steps to a plan. I think hopefully all of us agree that reconnaissance of the dragon would be more beneficial before thinking we can set up a plan to kill it or get rid of it.
Yeah,
What
but
he
there's
said.
no need to be rash.
And what he said.
But if opportunity presents itself, we will make sure to get rid of it or scare it away or something.
Mm-hmm.
I just
We'll
follow their lead.
This dragon is not an animal. It can be chased off.
Well, ain't it though? Like technically an animal? No, I have no
But
idea. No.
Creatures have smarts, intelligence that sometimes go beyond that of our own.
at least standing there nodding.
So they can come up with plans then and talk. That's a bit of a problem then, eh?
It's said between the hunter communities that the dragon is probably one of the most ultimate prey.
Well,
No, but reasoning beings can be reasoned with sometimes. But if it's that mean and won't listen, then that's a lost cause, and then that's not an option. And it attacked the temple. I mean, I'm for one. And if it killed Varen, then I have something else for it. Just try to stop me.
This dragon is what attacked that Kellenball temple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if it can do that, something as powerful as all that, and maybe proceed with a bit of caution. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But I got fire.
They're dragons. Fire is their thing.
I think ice is its thing.
It might be fire ice. I don't know.
Not in all cases, no.
I heard
it could be any.
Breathe fire now.
What he said.
Do you know if it deals fire or just ice?
I've never heard stories of a white dragon spewing fire.
See?
So
fire melts ice.
Water puts out fire.
It needs to be water first, and then it's not ice.
What happens to ice when it heats up?
It becomes water, but then the ice is gone.
It's not made of ice. Is it made of ice?
Boomer's gonna lean towards Kel. What the hell are they talking about? You following?
I just usually ignore them after a while.
We should come with the plan then, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll just keep an eye on them. They're all over the place a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I have things to attend to.
Yes.
Why don't you all talk this over, make your decision, spend the day here, and we'll speak tomorrow again.
Yes.
See what you have decided.
Yeah.
I agree.
It sounds like a plan.
Thank you for your time, Your Grace. And I make a bow.
Boomer sees this and tries to bow too. Like, what the fuck is this? What we're doing?
more like this, and he does sort of like a temple bow.
Wheeler nods and says, "Sorry, before you leave, I found some things. They're magical. I don't know anything about magic. They haven't killed me yet, but do you have anyone in the camp anywhere who might be able to, work out what these things do? Any magical users about? Old wise woman, usually. I don't know.
Where can we find provisions and we can get stuff sorted out before we come to a plan?"
That's not what I asked, but that too.
The chief kind of looks and says, He's taking almost a too long a time to think this over, as he kind of looks at you and says, like,
what is it with this groceries load the whole time? What is...
He kind of looks at the giant left of him. Says, bring them to her.
And Barry will kind of lean in to Wheeler and be like, What's wrong, baby? You have some items you don't know what they do?
Okay. Wheeler will put his arm around him and just like, baby, I sure do.
Well, how about you show them to daddy?
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
He's like, you see, I have talent and I may be able to help you. In my line of work, I need to recognize a lot of shady items from here and there. And I have a knack for it.
The giant left of the chieftain says, follow me. I will bring you to somebody who can help.
Ah, nice.
Much appreciated.
He'll start
Thank
walking,
you.
but Wheeler will say to Bushmaster, he'll just be like, I'll see how this goes, but yes, if she doesn't know shit, I'll be all over that.
I like that. And when you start to walk, I'll kind of pay attention to what kind of clothes is Wheeler wearing. He's wearing the furs, right? But besides that, does he have like anything on his head or anything like? Does he have any articles of clothing that kind of stick out to me as something I could make better?
Probably. Well, I don't know. His cloak is. I'd assume inside the chamber, there's probably like fires and stuff. It's probably quite warm, reasonably.
Here, at the beginning, it was reasonably warm, but as you move deeper into the hole, it is as cold as if you were outside in the snow.
Oh, okay. Now then, he'll probably have his furs pulled about him. But he'll have his hood up of his elven, or well, sorry, he won't have the hood up, but the hood will be visible over the furs so that he can access it quickly. Yeah, under the furs probably won't see much else, and is the tiara thing that he's wearing.
Okay, well in that case, I'm just kind of as he goes before me, I'm kind of just pinching at the furs and just kind of just shaking my head, kind of feeling that these could be done better.
So just wait till he takes the furs off. So he's just wearing like really common sort of plain clothes.
All right. So the five of you follow this giant.
Yeah.
He slowly walks, and as he kind of leads you out of the hole, and he says, "Why don't you get into that sleigh over there? I'll pull you. It's a little ways off." You see this pretty big sled where the five of you could easily fit in.
LA will get in.
Sure.
Same here.
All right.
Just kind of sits.
As he kind of grabs a rope and pulls it as he starts walking, and outside through the snow, you're being pulled on this sleigh, and after about 20 minutes or so of walking, you have the idea that you've left the settlement completely behind, and I don't know how well you guys all were dressed, but sitting here quietly in the sleigh is not really very productive to getting warm or staying warm. So it's quite freezing as you
Bundle up, hood up, cat in the chest. Prestidigitation.
Yeah. Where will be prestidigitation is inside as well, while bundled in his clothing.
Easily.
Sadly, Barry doesn't have prestidigitation, but he does have his fancy mink coat.
There you go. As the giant stops after a while and says, points at a cave and says, "That is where you need to go." He grabs something out of his pocket, and it looks tiny in his hand, and it looks like a coin of sorts, and he kind of lays it down on the ground. For you guys, it's about this big, and it's a bit heavy on the heavy side.
Okay. What's this?
Show it to the one in the cave.
Thank you. Boomer's gonna reach into his pocket, pull out a little wooden bear, and flick it to him as hard as he can, because quite a distance. So he'll toss it up there. It's a good luck, Tommy.
He grabs it. Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, bring you some fortune.
Yeah.
Before we go, any advice?
Speak loudly.
Loudly.
Okay.
I
Right.
don't think there'll be a problem with this crowd.
What does that mean?
Oh, nothing. I'm just, let's go.
As we leave the giant's presence, I'll just say to him in giant that thank you for your services, baby, and I'll give him a firm bow as well. Not like a big bow, but just like a still.
He nods and says, "I'll wait here until you return."
I guess Cal will be the one that tries to lift the coin.
Oh, Boomer's definitely gonna try.
Can Ellie help with mage hand? Just not completely try to lift it with
Take
mage
10
hand, but
pounds
just
off
like
of it.
lift a little bit, just 10 pounds.
All right, Kel, roll your athletics.
Athletics.
Does the mage hand help anything?
A little bit.
18.
18. It's heavy, but you can manage. You lift it on your shoulder and kind of.
I sort of hear a grunt out of Cal. I'm not built for this.
You're looking at it, and it is quite round. You could probably even roll it into the thing if you kind of place it on the side. You don't have to keep it up in the air all the time.
What if we get some rope out and then we can make a tiny sleigh and then drag it?
He looks like he's got this. Come on.
You need some help there.
I'm not the strongest fella, but I suppose we could get it over there.
Between two of us, we can get it, yeah?
Yeah, sure. Gives a hand.
Boomer goes to help.
All right. You help him. Between the two of you, you guys can quite easily lift it. And Cal, you are pleasantly surprised at the apparently muscular physique of this smaller guy. And the two of you carry it inside, and the rest, I'm assuming, follows.
Yes, sir.
Very well. You walk into a cave. Clearly, this cave is too small for any of the giants you have come across to go into. And as you walk in, the first thing that you notice immediately is there is no snow in the cave. And you'll also, taking just a few steps into this cave, start to notice it's a lot warmer in here than it is outside. And the coin that felt kind of cold to the touch starts to feel quite pleasant. And you walk in, and all of you will start to notice that the clothing that you are wearing is way too hot for the atmosphere you guys are moving into.
Barry will dab his forehead with a handkerchief and take his mink coat off, and he will have a sweaty like he'll have like the armpit sweat pits on a silk shirt underneath. That's also kind of fancy, and kind of
purplish.
What does the rest do?
Ellie will open up a bit and use precipitation to cool herself instead.
There you go.
Because it can do that too.
So multi-usefulness.
Yeah. But she will do that a bit as well. But most of all, she will open up and, let that be the main source at first, and then maybe later cool it down a little bit.
All right.
Because I think taking it off completely and just carrying it's also tricky.
Cal will do something similar. He'll take his coat off and hang it on hooks, like leather hooks, on his backpack.
All right.
And then start shifting the coin again.
Oh, I need hooks on my backpack.
Boomer
He's Ellie's reaction on that.
will see that and kind of nod like, oh, that's clever. And then he'll take off. He's got some furs on over his splint armor. So he'll take them off and kind of just lean them on one shoulder instead of cross his entire being. And he'll go back to helping.
And Ellie will try to do the same thing the Boomer did, like up over the side or something if it's possible.
All right.
Wheeler will take his off and roll it up like a bedroll and just stuff it long ways into or across his backpack.
All right. Barry, roll your perception if you want.
All right. Six.
6. Okay. You guys move onwards, and as you move down, the tunnel kind of leads into a bend to the left, and you see that it kind of leads downwards, and there's a pleasant atmosphere, a pleasant smell coming from this cave. And as you lead down and downwards, there is where it first seemed naturally shaped, it slowly starts to take on the actual shape of stairways. And you guys keep walking downwards. And after a while, you come into a large open cave. And this cave is filled with knickknacks, objects, things, helms, buckets. You think of it, it's probably there somewhere, but there's piles everywhere and there's things scattered around it, and you see many coins lying here as well. And to the left, you see coins similar to the ones that you guys are carrying. And they are apparently quite neatly stacked, especially neat compared to the chaos that is here. And there is a relatively narrow path kind of leading through these wild array of knickknacks and stuff, and there's cloths and everything is just in piles and on the ground and stuff, and there's a path kind of leading through it. What do you guys do?
2 questions. The smell that was pleasant, is it the smell of like something food related or something having to do with like perfumes or incense?
Yeah, a bit like incense. There's you see here that there are little bit of bowls hanging from the ceiling, and there's a slight smoke coming from them, and you believe that that's where the nice smell is coming from.
Okay, and the second question, do the random items here and there, do they look more like something someone has hoarded or something someone is like making here? Or...
It looks more like hoarding.
Okay.
I suppose we'll head into the cave until we find whatever interaction that we're trying to find in here.
All right.
My money's on a dragon. Just don't know where that's coming from.
I don't get it.
No.
Dragon blood, maybe? No.
Yeah, maybe.
As you guys kind of walk this path, Kel and Boomer, you guys kind of have to maneuver a bit with this, carrying this coin through this relatively narrow path. But then you come in what appears to be a circle, and in the circle, and you see other pathways leading from the circle. There is a large brazier hanging from the ceiling, and there's light coming from it. And underneath this brazier, there is a woman wearing long, kind of flowing robes, and her hair is as red as fire. And she is dancing just like this almost elven like dance, and she's just seems to be into it.
We come bearing gifts, and they sort of set the coin on its side.
How loud do you talk?
Well, he said talk loud, so yes, loud.
As this woman stops dancing and kind of looks at the five of you,
We brought the coin!
Yeah.
Ellie's gonna
Heavy.
point at the coin.
Got a big coin here. Heavy.
We were asked to bring this coin to you to seek you out for some reason.
as she starts to walk towards you,
We come from the giants.
you all talk loud?
Yeah.
As she looks at you and says, "Why are you yelling?"
Ellie's gonna start laughing.
I knew there was something about that. Sorry, my apologies. Giant humor, I guess.
They said to talk loudly. She says in normal voice.
She kind of grabs her forehead like, She looks at the five of you. I suppose that's mine. She kind of points at the coin.
Yes?
Yes.
So,
Super heavy. I mean, I don't know they carried it, but I'm assuming.
oh, he's right. Heavy.
Very.
Would you mind placing it over there? It's kind of heavy.
Certainly.
Yeah,
And then he'll
sure.
turn to he'll turn to Cal and Boomer.
Boomer's
Set
like
it.
1, 2.
Yeah, we set it neatly on top of the stack.
I'll try to address the woman there. I'll just tell her that. Well, hello there.
Hello.
You're looking at the Radiant of Ever. We're travelers on our way far north to the frozen wastelands, looking for beasts of the most legendary variety.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. There are monsters terrorizing these parts in the world, terrorizing the lands that these giants call their home, terrorizing and destroying temples and churches here and there. And well, we've come to put a stop to that. You know what I mean, baby?
I think I do. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear it.
The white dragon in particular, that seems to be spreading threat around the area.
Yes.
Yeah, I know a lot about different critters of the woods, but I never come across no dragons.
And how would you have me help you?
Well, it's mighty warm in here. Would be nice to keep warm far north, if that's something you can help us with, baby.
That's probably something I can do.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm guessing we were sent here for something to do with magical items. We do have a few in our persistence, and we're looking for a way of identifying them, possibly.
Her shoulders kind of slump as she kind of. Oh,
What?
all right.
Unless you got a way to help kill a damn thing, then.
That would be appreciated too, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
She nods. And she kind of slides to the side. And you see her red hair kind of just wave behind her. You there. And she kind of points at you, Ellie. Come here.
Why? She's gonna say and step closer.
And she kind of dances around you. What do you think I am?
She's gonna look at her. You see this woman with like red hair that's floating?
Yeah, she looks human-like. Her facial features are a bit off. Wouldn't be doing it justice because she looks radiant and attractive.
So like too good, too perfect almost.
I suppose that you could nitpick about stuff. It's all taste, but it's clear to you that she's not. Oh, this is a human. This is just a human person standing here.
Yeah, so it's pretty clear she's not human. Or...
It would be your first, if you would look at her from a distance,
Yeah.
you would be like, what's that humanoid doing over there?
Yeah.
But now that you kind of see her dancing around you, you're pretty sure she's not human.
Can I make a perception check or something to see if I can pick up something else, or like some, or rolls, like see if she can pick something together, because I as a player has no clue.
She says, I'll give you 3 guesses.
3 guesses.
Roll your history.
History. Oh, that's pretty good. That's like a 20 something. Wait, I cannot minimize that because then it's gonna go bad. History 21.
21. She's clearly magically adept. Magic kind of flows from her.
Flows from her.
Not like wizards of sorts, but you feel kind of like similar to you.
Are you a sorceress?
Ooh, you're a smart one. But what race am I?
What race?
She kind of, as she's meanwhile still dancing around you, and she kind of whispers in your ear, I am the opposite of you. I started big and went small.
Started big and went small. first thought like the opposite way. Wait, does that mean I'm gonna become bigger? Their first thought, by the way. Second thought, opposite of me, but went small. A dragon?
Mm-mm.
A giant?
But what kind of giant?
There's more than one type. First, like there's more than. What does Ellie know about giants?
Roll your history.
Can I help her with that with bardic inspiration?
Sure.
I'm gonna.
How do you give her bardic inspiration? The first one.
I'm basically when she's being asked, or she's being quizzed, and she's having a hard time like wondering about the answers. I'm just gonna go in the background, like I'm kind of, "Woo, you got this, baby," and I'm kind of I pull my recorder flute from my coat, and I will start blowing a little bit of a like, "Yeah, baby, you got this." Like just little melodies in the background and just hyping her up. Just, "Woo, yeah, girl."
That's a D6 then, right?
Yeah. At 6th level, I think I gave you a D8.
Ah, nice.
No,
it was a
wait.
D6 from me because I had points in Rogue. It's a D8 from him if he's just a bard, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's crap rolls. 10
A 10.
with bardic inspiration. Wait, what was the rolling? History, right?
History, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a 10 with bardic inspiration and +5.
Ooh. Well, you know, there are frost giants. And there's probably also, you heard about hill giants. And there's probably other ones. I don't know. Grass giants, mountain giants, hill giants.
Well, she
Something like that.
wasn't blue though.
Nope.
And what was the color of the giant they fought at the village? The part that weren't covered with sludge.
He was brownish.
Brownish.
Didn't you, Roger, describe her as having hair like fire?
Yes.
Are there fire giants?
She nods. There
Are you one?
No. You'd think it, but I'm not.
My bad.
It's a good guess though, because Ellie wouldn't guess for frost giant because she's not blue. But then again.
But I'm just like you.
Just like me.
Only further down the line.
Further down the line. A rock giant?
Nope. She skips around. One more guess.
Guys, what type of giants are there?
Does Wheeler know any giants?
Yeah.
Roll your history.
Can anybody roll their history?
Yeah.
Yeah, she asked everybody.
14.
2.
That's in keeping.
A natural 20.
Oh,
Natural 20.
let's find out what kind of baby giant it is.
Rolling a natural 20, Barry, will allow you to alphabetically state how many giants there are. And just so that I don't forget one, there are hill giants, fire giants, stone giants, frost giants, cloud giants, and storm giants.
Yeah, I'll recite that, but with Barry's usual flair.
The
Please
thing
do
is,
it.
however, is that looking at her, it's kind of weird because she's small, has red hair. So the only giants that you know that have red hair are fire giants.
Hmm. Well,
Looking at Ellie, and you've heard, of course, the conversation they were having together. Ellie is, now that you are observing her, clearly a gnome like yourself, but she's changing. There are scales here and there on her skin.
Mm-hmm. And part of her hair that's growing out now because it's really cropped short. But part of it is really like this golden color instead of her otherwise reddish brown color. So it stands out quite a bit because it's quite contrast.
So her entire physique, the things that her skin becomes, her hair becomes, is different from what it originally was. Somebody that is further down the line of her could have started out as pretty much anything and have become this.
well, baby, let me tell you something. The thing is that the world contains all sorts of giants, and when you go down the line, there's storm giants and cloud giants. Whoo, gassy ones. Hill giants and cloud giants. I said cloud giants twice, and that's my problem. Frost giants and fire giants and stone giants as well. All of these fellas seem to have certain um, features about them that, well, my guess was that this here lady, this beautiful lady, was a fire giant of sorts, but a thought occurs to me that I may be wrong on that front.
Well, she already said no to fire giants.
Yeah, that's right, baby. But
What would you consider the total opposite of fire giants?
Frost giants?
Water.
Yeah, water giants.
Frost giants?
Yeah, but of the spectrum of giants that we have.
Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is that there is this concept called the trinity of water. Water can be solid, water can be liquid, and water can be vapor. There's cloud giants, there's frost giants. I don't know if there's actual water giants somewhere, but she might be one of them too. She might be a frost giant, or a cloud giant of some sort. Now, look here. I've spent time mostly with frost giants in this cabinet here, and that's the bottom line. I had never spent time with no cloud giants, but I ain't never seen somebody like her either.
But
Thank you.
but seeing you
Welcome,
live this
baby.
far
And I
north,
wink.
and you do seem to have a connection to the giants, are you a frost giant? But you got a dragon friend.
Good job.
A red dragon?
No, I don't have a dragon friend.
Oh.
Let me put you into a little secret. Giants hate dragons.
Oh.
And dragons hate giants. But yes, I was born a frost giant. But I've changed a lot. The price you pay for magic.
Hmm.
She picks you up and kind of swirls you around.
Nope.
And there's this she looks quite skinny.
Yeah.
Not like stick person or anything, but she picks you up in this manner of you being like a small baby.
Yeah.
And she's not that much bigger than you are. She's human sized, but she
Yeah.
just picks you up and like swirls you around as if you weigh nothing.
Yeah, you're strong.
And she says, "You have one reward." And she kisses you on the forehead and puts you down.
Okay.
And what that reward is, I'll let you guys know next week.
Of course. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
That was it for today, guys.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Yes. It was fun.
You?
I hope you enjoyed.
2 new characters. We'll have a new overlay, I hope, next week. If Shin, would you be able to make it, please? Please. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, baby. All right. Great to meet the new characters, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.